What Russell and Chet talk about is traffic, and they really identify three different types of traffic: cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. Hey guys, Jesse here. Once again, I got another quick training for you. Today I'm going to talk with you about 3 simple steps to lead gen on LinkedIn. Regardless if you're B2B or B2C, that means regardless if you have a business-to-business service offering and or you're a business consumer service offering, whether you're a local business or you're online, I'm going to talk with you about lead gen on LinkedIn. Now, before I get into the actual 3-step process to lead gen on LinkedIn, let me tell you what sparked this training. I actually finished reading a couple of different books. First and foremost, Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. And then in Traffic Secrets, he actually recommended a book called The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. Now, if you haven't read either one of those, highly recommend that you do. Really great books. And if you're getting into the digital ad space, I would highly encourage that you read both of those books for sales and marketing aspects. Now, if you haven't read the trilogy by Russell Brunson, .com, Expert, and Traffic Secrets, I would highly recommend all 3 of those as well. So let's talk about lead gen on LinkedIn and why it's important for your business. Even if you're a local service offering, let's say that you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, contractor, you're a accountant, or anything like that, professionally, highly trained, highly skilled professional, and you're looking to drive more patient appointments, more customer and client appointments, anything of that nature. Well, what Russell and Chet talk about is traffic, and they really identify 3 different types of traffic: cold traffic, warm traffic, and hot traffic. Of course, cold traffic is taking somebody that doesn't have, it's cold, it doesn't have a pre-existing relationship with your business or brand, and converting them into a customer. Cold traffic is definitely the largest chasm that I believe that you'll have to cross, something that you will definitely have to figure out if you want to scale your business. But I wouldn't recommend that you start there when you start your digital ad or online advertising journey. It's definitely the hardest thing to tackle. So if you're looking for something to get a little bit of success, what I would encourage that you do is take a look at your hot traffic or take a look at hot contacts. These would be people that have pre-existing relationship with your business or brand, right? They would be customer lists. They would be, friends, things of that nature, family members, all that kind of stuff. And what we encourage that you do is you take this traffic and you fully maximize it, meaning that you make sure that you're getting the most out of them from a profitability standpoint. This would be developing customer re-engagement campaigns, customer retention, make sure that they're going through a process in order to deliver a lot of referrals, and also deliver a lot of reviews so that you can utilize those for advertising purposes. And inevitably what you want to do is you want to make sure that you take a look at your repeat business as well. So we call that the 3 R's: reviews, referrals, and repeat business. And that's part of your customer re-engagement campaign and where we believe that you should start when it comes to hot traffic. Now, once you get that in place, your customer re-engagement, retention, and ascension campaign, we encourage that you move into lead generation. And LinkedIn presents a really incredible opportunity for both B2B companies and BtoC. And the strategy that we utilize on LinkedIn was outlined by Russell Brunson and Chet Holmes. It's called the Dream 100. And what it is it's really identifying non-competitive industries or people that have influence that are not competitors of yours, that have already congregated massive communities of your dream customer. Chet Holmes' strategy is just slightly different. What he does is he will take a look at the 80-20 rule. He'll identify the 80% of the market, or the 20% of the market that drives 80% of your business. Identify 100 potential customers in there that could potentially be the largest point of business, and then market to them fanatically and have the wherewithal and the pig-headed, as he puts it, the pig-headed discipline in order to stick to it until you convert that Dream 100. Russell Brunson was a little bit different. He identified 100 people that were related to his industry, that weren't direct competitors, that had massive influence or massive communities online of his dream customer. He targeted those 100 people, marketed to them, served them, did everything that he can to show up on their radar, and then eventually converted them into a partner or leveraged their trust and credibility through their blogs, through their podcasts and things of that nature in order to drive products or in order to drive visibility and traffic to his product and or service offering. Hey there, Jesse here, and this is not a glitch. I paused your video for a brief announcement. First and foremost, if you've been getting value out of this content, do me a small favor, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it very much, and it helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Let them know we know what it is that we're talking about. Secondly, if you'd like to get access to future trainings, go ahead and jump over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, set up notifications so you don't miss a single one. Lastly, all these videos are meant to be interactive, so if you have any questions about the content I'm sharing, good or bad, go ahead and meet me in the comments section and I'll get those handled for you. Now back to your video. So we've kind of expanded on those two strategies and taken a look at leveraging LinkedIn outreach, and really a simple strategy that we've been utilizing in order to deliver major results through LinkedIn. And it's similar to both of those. It's kind of a hybrid. We call it the Digital Dream 100. And what we do is we basically take a look at industries related to our company and also to our customers and identify non-competitive industries that we can target through LinkedIn outreach. So what we'll do is we'll target those through LinkedIn outreach. We create a messaging program that lasts up to a year so we can differentiate ourselves from the rest of the marketers out there, because most people give up after the first or second or third contact, whereas our communication process goes out for an entire year. We're in this for the long haul. We believe that if we can continue to communicate over an extended period of time and provide value to the market in regards to expert content, that we can convert a large chunk of our Digital Dream 100. And so what we do is we follow a simple strategy to identify referral partners and also to identify ad opportunities. Now, our referral partners would be to create and identify related industries that are non-competitive and utilize LinkedIn targeting and outreach in order to connect with them first and foremost, and then deliver value to that community. So what you do first is you build a room, right? So this is a very similar strategy if you've been in business for any amount of time. Before COVID and back before the digital age, we used to belong to referral networks. We also used to belong to Chamber of Commerce and things of that nature, where they would rotate speakers and share your expertise in front of potential referral partners through Chamber of Commerce. And those were all really great opportunities in order to communicate your business, communicate what differentiates in the marketplace, and your expertise to other professionals in the room. So now what we do is we do a very similar thing in LinkedIn, right? What we can do is we can connect with industries, we can connect with professionals in industries and identify them as referral partners. So that's kind of the first strategy, is really know who you're targeting and who has already developed trust and credibility and traffic with your dream customer avatar. What this will give you the ability to do is build relationship with them and eventually convert them into a referral partner. Now, in order to accomplish this, you need to have a referral campaign, and you need to have already created some type of referral community that drives referrals, right? So referral partner is kind of the primary opportunity with all these new contacts that you're generating. So it doesn't matter whether you're B2B or B2C. What you can do is set up referral opportunities with them. Now, once you've created a connection, relationship with them, and you're building this over the next year, you're building this outreach campaign over the next year, what you can do is you can look for other potential opportunities in order to get your message in front of the communities that they've already congregated. And I'll list a couple of ad opportunities that you could take advantage of. These would be things like email newsletters, banners on their blog or website, Google AdSense if they have the AdSense code snippet on their website or blog, creating articles with links to their content, referencing their content, and then sharing those articles with them, right, in order to build reciprocity with them. focusing on creating value-based linkable assets like checklists, things of that nature that they could leverage and utilize with their community, and then giving it to them on a remarketing list via email, text message. Offering to do guest blog posts or offering to speak on their podcasts and things of that nature. These could be all really great advertising opportunities. You could also buy ads and just advertise and target on their social media. You could buy ads and target them based off of the URL for competitives, for traffic and things like that. So you can buy ads. You can do guest content as far as post articles and podcasts. You can focus on creating linkable assets. You can utilize Google AdSense and the Google Display Network. You can actually buy ads and banners on their website. You can leverage their newsletters. So there's a lot of really great opportunities from an advertising standpoint and a referral partner standpoint. Now, what I don't understand is why we used to do this so much. It used to be such a really great way in order to expand our business in our local community with referrals and things of that nature. I don't think it's something that people focus on quite enough, but it's something that I believe that if you focus on, you'll get a lot of traction on. I know we are in regards to building communities of referral partners and then identifying advertising opportunities in the communities that they've already built, that they've already got traffic with, they've already got trust and credibility with, they've already got relationship with. Again, this is warm marketing, right? We're not trying to convert a cold contact into a new customer. We're leveraging warm markets in order to borrow trust and credibility and pre-existing traffic in order to get visibility and traffic on our product and or our service offering. So that's it in a nutshell. Know your target, partner, do an outreach, build a room of partners. You can do live events on LinkedIn. You can post articles on LinkedIn in order to shift popular opinion from service provider to expert. And once you follow those 3 steps, did I go through the 3 steps? Let me reiterate the 3 steps. So this is the strategy on LinkedIn in order to create leads for B2B and B2C, right? Know your target, right? That's first and foremost. Know the who before you go out there and refine the how. Know who's already got the traffic and know who's already built trust and credibility. Do outreach to this community and build a room, right? What you're doing is you're building a room inside of LinkedIn so you can post your articles to it and you can do live events to that room, right? So that you can cover the 3rd step, which is shift the popular opinion from service provider to expert. You can do all of this inside the LinkedIn ecosystem. You don't even have to go outside. You don't have to look at any other opportunities. You can build a massive referral network, right? And identify a tremendous amount of ad opportunities with people that have already spent the time and the resources, whether it's time and money, to build communities of people that are your dream customer avatar. So that's all I got for you. Hopefully you got a ton of value out of that. If you have any questions, meet me in the comments section. Be well until the next time we speak. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.